Hey, this is Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today we're going to talk about Invisalign transfer cases. I'm going to be talking about this from the doctor's perspective, what you need to do to keep yourself from stepping in something. Um, I've seen so much bad things happen, so many bad things happen when doctors rush to take Invisalign transfer cases and don't do their due diligence. Remember, any transfer that comes your way is essentially a new patient. You can choose to take the patient or not take the patient. The problem with taking a transfer patient, and you really should watch my video about a week or two ago. If you scroll through my videos chronologically, you'll find it. If not, you can search within my own YouTube page, braces transfer case, and it should pop up. But the problem with taking any transfer case is that you are now liable for any mistakes or issues that happened with the first doctor. So you need to really know what happened, what's going on. Obviously, if you know the doctor, it's your friend, that's helpful, but still, you're still liable. So you need to do some detective work to make sure this is a case that you feel comfortable with. Now, here's the tricky part, is unlike a braces transfer case, which I'm assuming if they're transferring, they're giving you a copy of their records, which you can just read. They can just email it through HIPAA compliant email or, print it out or whatever. With Invisalign, you can't really see the whole picture until you can see the ClinCheck and get into their portal. So obviously the most convenient thing to do would be to do a Zoom meeting with the initial doctor. But for the most part, it's usually initiated by some patient that comes to your door, hey, I moved, I need to find a new doctor. And you have no existing relationship with the original doctor. So first step, if a patient calls you or comes in, would be to get the original doctor's information, give the original doctor a buzz, ask to meet with the doctor. That's what I would do. I would ask them to virtually screen share and tell you a little bit about the case, where they are, show you the original records. And or if that doctor is not technologically savvy, doctor number one, OG doctor, could send you, like you were the patient, a copy of the ClinCheck. There's a way to do that, where they send it and you get a password and you at least can view it. And then, of course, if they can send in a HIPAA compliant way, the original records, x-rays, photos, that would be helpful too. I would like to see proof, not just word, but proof, whether it's a screenshot or whatever, of the expiration date of the case. I want to know that at least I have at least another couple of years left, at least 2 or 3. I would never ever take a transfer case that was light, express, or go, or assist. I would only take a comprehensive transfer case, and that goes with ClearCorrect. That's called unlimited, so one or the other. I wouldn't even take a moderate because you're super limited in what you can do. That's just how it is. I mean, those patients just need to finish it up with their original doctor. And if you are a patient and you're listening to this, listen, A plus B doesn't equal C. You're going to end up paying way more to transfer. So you should try to do what you can do to finish your case with the original doctor. You're going to end up paying a lot more. There's no way around this. So you just need to be prepared. It's inconvenient. I get it. When I was in college, I had to transfer. Granted, there was no Invisalign then, but I remember my parents basically paid twice. I did 1 year with one doctor and 1 year with another doctor across the country. A plus B didn't equal C. Like, they were kind of irritated too, but that's how it was. I mean, when you plan for ortho, you need a plan to be in one place. Sometimes sometimes things happen, But anyways, let's go back to this. So let's say you met with the doctor and you know that it was a comprehensive case, not an express, light, go, assist, moderate. You had another 3 years left, 4 years left. You're feeling good. You looked through the original records. Everything seems good. Then you want the patient to come in and you want to do a perio screening, take progress records. So that means taking your own set of progress photos, your own set of progress x-rays. Now you have another set of records. From there, you can go ahead and initiate the transfer process, which involves really the patient actually needs to advocate for that. That's a piece of paper that old doctor number 1 needs to sign, new doctor number 2 needs to sign, and patient needs to sign. All 3 of you have to sign it. Last I checked, it was still wet ink. Then that is sent in by doctor number 2, who initiates the transfer process. Now, this is just the process of transferring. This is not about money. Lab fees should have already been paid, but another good thing to check, make sure lab fees been paid, because you don't want to be responsible for the financials on it, right? So let's say this is a case. It looks like, you can do it in a reasonable amount of time. Looks like there wasn't any damage done. Looks like it was a good case. You're initiating the transfer. I would most likely still, I mean, it's never been a situation where I've seen a treatment plan and I've loved it. So I usually have them come in, take off the attachments, rescan, and resubmit to a treatment plan that I like. So I'm going to do a tweak. So it's unlikely I'm probably going to finish with their original treatment plan unless I think it's amazing, and everything's tracking 110%. So you need to let the patient know that most likely you'll be modifying it and redoing it. Now that's clinical, right? So we got that covered. Now let's talk about money, and this is where it gets a little bit messy. Patient pays doctor number one. Let's say the price was $5,000 US. Let's say patient used insurance. Patient's half the way through paying. That's doctor number one's problem, is the way I say that. Okay, you don't get involved in that. If you're doctor number two, you just come up with your price. If lab fee is already paid and it's a comprehensive case, so you shouldn't, the only additional lab fee that you're going to have is going to be retention. So you've got that in the back of your mind. Basically, you are just getting compensated for your time, which, if you need to do a refinement or refinements, take off attachments, put new ones on, take them off at the end. I mean, the bare minimum I'm going to charge is $2,500 to $3,000, no matter what, even if I have no additional lab fee. And that's no matter what, because I still have a lot to do, Most patients get upset. They think they only have to pay like $100 a month. So, and obviously you have no pre-existing relationship with this patient. So you probably want to take a pretty hefty down payment down and or do third-party consumer part financing through some type of network. All I can say for doctor number two, I would not try to get the money from the insurance. It's not going to happen. So that's really something doctor one needs to deal with. And you don't even want to start that patient. If something's getting messy, then this is something you don't want to deal with. Just say sorry. Once you've sorted it out, and if the patient's waiting for a refund or something, then once you sorted it out, give me a buzz. But the price might change, because we're waiting. Things might get worse, whatever. So yeah, that's the mess of transfer cases. And I've really never had one go smoothly, and it's really not very fun to take. So again, doctor number one, if you're a doctor number one, anytime you have a patient, you need to be crystal clear with them that, especially 17-year-olds, I always ask, my seniors and stuff in high school, are you sticking around? Because this is probably going to take more than when you're here. So we really don't want to be taking patients where the patient's going to be halfway across the country in a few months. That's going to complicate things. So, and if you're patient doctor number two, ask the right questions. You don't have to take every transfer case that comes in. And sometimes the patient's just going to have to fly back to their old doctor occasionally and finish the case. It's just how it is. But of course, in the time of Corona right now, where travel is not really possible or predictable, there's a lot more transfer things that are happening. Okay, so that's Invisalign. That's how that works. ClearCorrect, I think, works relatively similarly, as far as I know. Yeah, and if they ended up being light, express, mod, or whatever, I'm gonna charge more. Assuming I'm gonna probably have to submit a brand new case. It's just a complete restart. Maybe even a little extra because I have to take off the old attachments. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all about Invisalign transfer cases. All right, thanks so much.